Happy Friday, everybody. Time for a champion review. And today we have Blitzcrank and Dr. Mundo. Let's play a game. Which champion do you think is going to have the more in-depth changes, or had the most in-depth changes?
If I really had to guess, Blitzcrank.
Do you think they will
kidding.
ever change Blitz?
No, he's perfect as he is. That's everyone's favorite first support. Blitzcrank, as much as I hate playing against Blitzcrank, he's such a troll fucking champion. I don't know. He just does really good whenever you don't expect him to be really good. And as long as you can hit a Q, dude, you're gonna do fine with Blitzcrank. It's pretty straightforward. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of insight to give on the champion. I just know that most people that play support usually try out Blitzcrank because he seems pretty easy. Then he definitely teaches you how to learn how to nail your skill shots. That's for sure.
I'd say half of that is true, considering the amount of fucking hooks I've hit that just seem to bend around enemy minions is kind of bullshit.
There is definitely a magnet on the fist. That's for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, we got those two guys today. Blitzcrank literally has no changes. So this might be a little bit of a shorter episode.
Yeah, he doesn't even have any old icons or anything.
The only thing I just remember is, or I don't remember it because I don't think it was in the game when we were playing, but Rocket Glab used to be point and click, not a skill shot.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the original Rocket Grab was point and click. But that was, I mean, this was 2009.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah, I think there was another, not maybe it was Nautilus, was the same, I don't know. But yeah, back then it used to be point and click, but I mean that's more of like a gameplay change rather than like a I don't know. I don't think it would show up in it. But, you know, we can quickly go over Blitzcrank and God, I'm just looking at his, like, I don't know what you want to call this, like this in-game model that's like right below where it says past versions.
Yeah,
he looks fucking terrible, dude. He
does. He still kind of has pizza feet, but
oh my, he doesn't even, dude, they look like fucking ski slopes.
He got it right though.
Like, guys,
I just think it's funny. They really haven't had to do much to this champion. I'm surprised they haven't given him a VGU. I know his ulti got changed somewhat recently with the passive part of it. But he's never even had an icon update. That, to me, is insane. Like, his skill icons are the same. They did such a good job. And they don't look, like, super old or outdated, which is the craziest part. The only thing, I guess, that's, like, old or outdated about it is the fact that, like, a lot of champions, their skill icons will have, like, a similar color scheme. And Blitz is kind of all over the place. But, like, beyond that, I mean, they did the splash art update, which I think is really good. The splash art update's really good compared to the old one. The old one, they've redone his splash probably about 5 times, which is disgusting. But they keep redoing it, especially the Chinese Blitzcrank. It's had so many iterations. Even that in Boom Boom had a ton of iterations. Excuse me. But yeah, I guess we can pop right into it here. There's not a whole lot to say. I mean, obviously, we know Blitz's Q, so let me just start with that. The Rocket Grab. It's got a fat range after they extended it. Was that last year or 2 years ago that they extended it by an extra 100 units?
I don't remember that.
Actually, it must have been last year because we talked about it on the podcast on one of our first episodes. Yeah, they gave it like an extra 100 units, and then people started playing a lot of fucking Blitzcrank. It's like, I guess that's all he needed was a little bit extra range. Got missile speed, 1800. It flies out pretty quick. It sucks you in even faster. Does have a rather long cooldown, 20 seconds at rank 1. Only scales down to 16 seconds at max rank. But you can go... you can go AP Blitz and blow people up with the hook. It does 120% magic damage as the scaling ratio, and it does 105 to 305 damage just as base, so it does a lot of fucking damage early.
Yeah, I've seen in like ARAMs Blitzcranks going Everfrost, so you get that fucking grab into the Everfrost and then the knock up with your E. But
it's disgusting.
I wanted to mention I feel like his passive is not that is very generic, and I'm surprised that that hasn't been changed.
I like his passive. Let me tell you why. Um, his passive is the biggest fucking bait. You think like a Nivea egg's a bait? You can see a Nivea egg on her champion icon or on her champion nameplate. Um, Blitzcrank, you don't have that luxury. uh, so the passive says periodically when Blitzcrank is damaged to 30% max health, he first generates a shield equal to 30% max mana lasting up to 10 seconds. Now that shield used to consume 30% of his maximum mana. It no longer does. It just costs, or it doesn't cost. It just builds 30% max mana. So when we started playing, and I had picked up Blitzcrank, it was common to build like Frozen Fist, Frozen Heart, any of your mana crystal items, just have a fat shield, and also get some free damage out of it. It was kind of a disgusting build, but like when people thought they had you below 30%, all of a sudden you have this fat shield. They're like, "Oh, we fucked up. We fucked up." So
I'm like,
I always
I'm
thought that
not.
was fun.
I like it. I just feel like a minute and a half is just, and it's only. I don't know. I just feel like it's weak.
I mean, it's kind of weak, but
Considering nowadays that not much shit, especially if you're going support Blitzcrank, like actual support Blitzcrank, sure you can build a tier and
Yeah,
put a
Fimbulwinter.
Frozen Heart, but like,
yeah, Fimbulwinter, Frozen Heart, that's not bad. That's plenty of mana.
I feel like it could be stronger.
It could be. I'm surprised that they decided to make it off mana, didn't just change it to a health shield. But I guess he's not necessarily a tank. He's kind of like he's like
Excuse
an
me,
off
he's
tank.
he's a catcher. His class is catcher.
Yeah, his legacy class is tank and fighter. But he's kind of like an off tank, like Thresh. Like, yeah, he can build tanky, but that's not really his job. His job is to be a pick machine, just like Thresh. But all right. So we got the passive, we got the Q.
Yeah, the W is interesting because
Yeah.
like, so obviously it gets attack speed and movement speed, and it decays. The movement speed decays over 10% or 10% over the first 2.5 seconds, and then he's slowed for a second and a half. Not many people realize going Swifties on this dude is so fucking good because
Yep.
that literally negates that slow
Pretty much.
after your W. Sure, you can go Ionians. Sure, you could go fucking
Mobies.
Mobies is probably the best, so you can zoom around. But that like slow, obviously, the more movement speed you have, 30% is gonna take more away the more
Right.
you have.
Right.
But Swifties is 30% reduction for
I think so. I think so.
slows or whatever, right? Yeah, yeah.
Right. It's
Um,
I remember when they added that. That was actually really needed because you could just press W and just run at you forever and you weren't getting away. But like he shouldn't be able to run at you forever like that. Like he should first off he's a robot, so he should run out of resources at some point, right? But also it's just really broken if he could just chase you down for fucking ever by pressing W and not having any punishment for it. And so there was a lot of blitz even in pro play just because it's disgusting to get a pick like that. So adding that slow was a good change. Like obviously a direct nerf to the champion, but it was, I think, welcome. Like he needed it.
I feel like the attack speed is just so useless.
So random. You know what it's for though? It's just to get your power fist off a little bit faster.
Yeah, I mean it is an auto attack reset anyways, but
Yeah. But yeah, the attack
Uncancelable.
speed is
Huh.
very, very weird. Yeah, I remember back in the days. So with Power Fist, Blitzcrank empowers his next basic attack within 5 seconds to have an uncancelable windup, deal 100% AD bonus physical damage, and knock the target in the air for 1 second. Is a basic attack reset. I remember back in the days with Frozen Fist, and it was
Manamune?
fucking yeah, and it was
AD?
disgusting with this champion. You could build those two items, still play support because they were both very affordable items. They weren't very expensive. I mean, Manamune still isn't very expensive, which is why people build it a lot. But you would pop somebody up, and you had the Sheen proc, so you're just fucking annihilating them. And this was before Sheen was based off of your base AD. Sheen at that point was still based off of your total AD. And you knock somebody up, but they have this fat slow field underneath them. And it's like, yeah, cool. Even if you are done being knocked up, it's gonna take a quick second for you to get away. and we're just going to be pelting you with hits. It was a disgusting build, and I'm glad that doesn't exist anymore.
The other thing that's really tilting about this video is it says uncancelable. So if he's winding up and he's like going to auto attack you and you flash, you are still getting knocked up.
Yep.
And that happens so many fucking times. Or another thing is good Blitzcrank players will know that they'll hit their E. If they know like surely that they're gonna hit a hook.
Yeah, they hit your E.
You just have your E like
ready
prepped.
to go.
So as soon as it pulls in, you get the instant knockup.
Yeah, because it holds for 5 seconds. So yeah, it's pretty gross. Pretty fucking gross.
And then yeah, the R, just the silent, one of the few silences left in the game.
And it's a shield break.
Right, that was
added.
Yeah, I would say in the scheme of things, that was relatively recent. It's probably, when I say that, it's probably like 2.5 years ago. They did it to, they added it to Renekton too.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, his empowered W breaks shields. No, I remember when I think that like what's the term for it? Like it's not a spell, but like that type of thing, like shield break, was added when Aurelia got reworked. I believe her ult, her first, because they changed her ult so many fucking times.
Yeah, they did.
Because it was too broken. But that's when they first added in a shield break.
So this was patch 9.14 that they added the shield break.
So okay, so 3 years ago.
Yep.
So literally though, because we're on, you said 9.13?
9.14, and we're on.
So that was exactly.
15?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
literally 3 years ago.
Yep.
Wow. No, yeah, I remember I believe a rework with Aurelia was the first champion to have the shield break like thing, and then they got rid of it on her, and then they gave it to Renekton. And I mean, it's good though, right? Like if you're going against heavy, you fuck every single shielding support that you're going against.
Right. It's like playing against Rel too, right? Or playing as Rel. You Q and you break shields, and since that ability goes through everything that it hits, like the shield break is disgusting, and people don't. I think people forget about the shield break on it. It's a very good use when you're playing against champions that shield a lot. I mean, obviously Janna, it's a good use against Janna, but there's oh god, like Lux, it's good against Lux, but also you think about it, all the champions that cast shields are already kind of innately countered by Blitz, because if Blitz just pulls them once, those champions are dead. So
yeah, another ability that is 100% AP scaling. So if you fucking stack AP, you're gonna one shot people with your fucking R.
Q ulti, like it's disgusting. But
yeah,
go ahead. No, that's about it.
I was gonna say I might have to ask Rayanne for her input on this.
Oh, did we talk about the ulti passive?
Oh, that was relatively new, right?
Well, he always had it. So let me read it real fast. So the passive on the ulti, once you hit level 6 and you put a point in the skill, while static field is not on cooldown, Blitzcrank's basic attacks on hit apply a stack up to 3 times. After every 1 second, 1 stack is consumed to deal magic damage. So it deals a bolt of magic damage, 50 to 150 plus 30% AP. They changed it recently, or somewhat recently, so that it would actually target Blitzcrank's target. In the past, it would just hit any target around him. So, I mean, it could hit Dragon, it could hit Baron, it could hit a minion.
You have to auto-attack something first.
But so now once you have a target, it's going to apply the stack. And obviously, the target's only going to be caused by basic attacks. So, to try to make it not unfair.
I totally remember that now, because you'd be playing Blitz support, and like the little lightning bolt would just randomly take a CS.
Yep. You'd be like, what? You'd be like, I didn't do it. I can't control that.
That was a good quality of life change.
It was, and it was, because like obviously Blitz's whole identity is like blowing up one champion. That's his thing. Like you just blow up one, and then you kind of zoom around, or you get in the middle of a fight and ulti or whatever. But like if your lightning bolts are gonna hit random enemies, like what is that doing for Blitz? So,
yeah, what I was about to get at, and I need Rayanne opinion on this. Because we're good. What's the best Blitzcrank skin? And she's the residential Blitzcrank one trick. Used to be. Okay. When she played a lot, she would play a lot of Blitzcrank. All right, so
When I played normal games.
What are we looking at?
definitely not Blitzcrank. It's probably
Definitely
like
not. Yeah.
that one's probably one of my favorites.
That's a-
or like the favorite. But I also like the two that are like
Oh,
not
Paragon,
together.
Lancer,
I thought that
and
was
Rogue.
cool.
Lancer Rogue and
then
Lancer
Lancer
Paragon.
Paragon.
I
Yep.
like the Halloween skin.
The Witch Brew is
Witch's
good too.
Brew, And then
What about you guys are gonna leave out Blitzcrank?
definitely not Blitzcrank. It's probably my favorite.
That was-
Oh, that one.
I-
I forgot that one came out. I don't
Space
have that
Groove.
one.
Oh, dude, Blitzcrank is so good though. Like I like
last one too.
made.
Yeah, because it's the fucking Q is invisible when you shoot it out
Well,
sometimes.
not that part. I'm just saying it was made for the
Chroma
Mac
has,
release.
The rainbow one.
Oh, that's right. This
So it looks really cool.
Yeah, this sorry you can't hear him, but what he said is when League originally didn't come out for Mac, but when it did get released for Mac, this came with it as like a
Yeah,
this was like a
and that was right
cool.
before they released Zack as well. That Mac promo video was really good. You're like stumbling into Mundo's office, and
I remember the Zach Glob was crawling onto Caitlin's
yep, and I
crap
think this is
with a
before
cupcake.
we knew that Zack was coming out, if I remember correctly. He hadn't quite been released yet.
So you're telling me that Rusty Blitzcrank isn't your favorite?
I was gonna say, wait a minute, Rusty Blitzcrank, by nature of rarity, is the best skin in his skin line. By nature of rarity.
Oh sure. I thought you were about to say of all those skins you can't obtain, but it's just wild.
His is one of the most, or his one of the least obtainable. I mean, obviously behind PAX.
I was gonna say like, as far as those handful of skins that you absolutely cannot get anymore, I probably because like I think have I told you, or I don't know if you've ever seen on Reddit those people that do the loot videos where they're like, oh
yeah,
this is what happens when you own every fucking skin, and they're just like re-rolling and they're getting all the prestige skins, but once you have every single skin in the game that you could potentially purchase, Riot Support will allow you to pick one skin that is unobtainable.
Wow.
I'm not sure. You might be able to get this. I've seen they offer you the pack skins. I swear to God, if I ever get that, PAX TF is done. It's
PAX
done.
TF's so good, and so is PAX
Oh,
Sivir.
but the Sivir, the Sivir one.
She's got the
one.
yeah. I was gonna say that one's really freaking good.
Okay, we're getting distracted, but maybe I don't know. Blitzcrank. I've never seen a Rusty Blitzcrank in game.
You know what sucks too? What pisses me off is he's got the chromas, and he has that molten chroma that kind of mimics Rusty Blitzcrank. It's like a they have Neopacks. It's like a Neo Rusty Blitzcrank.
I want to see how many. If there's a they can tell me how many of these skins are actually in circulation. Like how many. What's the rarity of it?
Oh yeah. Someone's got that marked down somewhere. Someone knows. But also like I think Ryan said definitely not Blitzcrank's a great one. I haven't cared too much about his newer skins. I think like Battle Boss I don't care about. I actually find the skin rather annoying. But I don't think I really like any of the arcade skins anymore. They're all kind of annoying.
Battle Boss is cool. I think that was like the first set of them when they came out.
It was with Riven. God, do you remember the Blitzcrank minigame? The mobile game?
Oh, the Poro catcher? Wow. Blitz is like Poro roundup thing?
Yeah, I have that actually on my old phone. I still have it because I never erased it from my phone. So I actually still have it. I don't think you can get it anymore.
No, I think it's gone.
But yeah, that was cool. That was a little Blitzcrank thing for those of you who weren't playing the game then, and I know there's quite a few of you that started in the last couple of years.
Dang, it says when I'm looking on Google, it says it's semi-rare Rusty Blitzcrank.
Really?
Really?
You know what? It's probably because a lot of people originally bought it because it was like a cheap skin, and it was a fucking horrible skin, which is why it's not even purchasable anymore. Because all it was it was basically a chroma before chromas existed. It was a chroma, and the difference in hue with Rusty Blitzcrank compared to original Blitzcrank was so fucking minor. It was like worse than a chroma.
Well, yeah, they got rid of it because they're like, okay, this is not a skin.
Right, right.
Just on I'm looking really quick, and we can move on after this. I'm just looking at what rarest LOL skin. You want to take a guess at what the rarest, according to Google, what the rarest skin is?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know all of the super rare ones. I remember. So Grey Warwick's not on that list anymore. The Medieval Twitch is not on that list anymore. So obviously there's packs. Yeah, I don't.
I feel like
Give me like the top 10.
I'm trying to think like of a way to like if I tell you, you're gonna be like, oh well, no shit. Like, again, we can move on in a second, but this was like very interesting.
Fuck, I'm trying to think of skins that I don't see very often.
Their skin, like, I feel like if I tell you this is gonna give it away. You couldn't buy this skin. You did not purchase this skin or skins. It's a skin line. Think of a skin that you don't fucking buy.
Yeah.
We're going on way too long.
Is this Unchained Alistair or Black Alistair?
That was one of them. That's one of the top.
Is it Black or Unchained? That was one of them.
It's I think it's Black.
I think it's
Alistair.
Black Alistair. Yeah, I don't know. Black Alistair's the only one I can think of.
Victorious Jarvan and Janna.
You know what's funny is I was gonna say Victorious Jarvan. I was totally gonna say Victorious Jarvan because that was what, season 1.
Yes, Jarvan was season 1.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I was gonna say Jarvan too, but I was like, no, I don't think that's it. I think there's probably a lot more people in gold. So I was going with one of the other ones that you have to win or get from their old social media follows or whatever. But
you got to think how many people were playing in season 1 versus now.
Well, right. I'm just thinking of like global. I mean, obviously this game. Yeah, season 1 was more of an NA EU game, and then about season 2 is when it flipped over to the East and allowed the Asian countries to play, where that's a lot of leagues' player base. All right.
Another one was UFO Corki.
I forgot about UFO Corki.
We touched on King Rammus.
Yep.
Human Rise, Young Rise, whatever. Yeah, but
yep.
Games. All right. Yeah. Well, we went on way too fucking long.
All right. So I'm just gonna end it with in the current skin line, definitely not Blitzcrank.
Yeah, I'll agree with that one.
That was the first definitely not, and it was so fucking good that like he's basically just Inspector Gadget.
Right. No, exactly. So, with the mustache and everything. But,
yep. I love it.
Yep. Let's take a break and then we'll talk about Mundo.
Yes.
All right, Mundo.
So Dr. Mundo, I Blitzcrank led you into Dr. Mundo's office, and that was old Dr. Mundo. So welcome. This is like a perfect segue. I love that actually works.
He got changed last year.
He did, and it was pretty significant. Old Mundo.
I hardly see him now.
The changes are significant. Sorry, not
his. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Dr. Mundo got more changes than Scion. Or I wouldn't say more changes. Sorry, what I was trying to say, Dr. Mundo's original kit was more cohesive than Scion's original kit, but is still not cohesive. It doesn't really make sense. So I guess without further ado, we'll go over it. Now Mundo is still a tank. He's considered a juggernaut now. I guess I would have just called him a tank. I guess I never really would have called him a juggernaut. I think of juggernauts like big bruisers like Darius and Garen. I guess I personally wouldn't put Mundo in that juggernaut category.
Right.
But the only thing about original Mundo I think that was cohesive is like when you looked at him, he looks like a big meaty tank. And it's like that part is very cohesive. Like you should be able to generally look at a champion and be like, this guy looks like a tank. He should play like a tank, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that looks like a marksman. They should play like a marksman. And it's very deceptive when you play champions like Rost or Kane, obviously Red Kane Rost, and he doesn't look like he's gonna be able to absorb a lot of damage, but he can. That's where you start to see a little loss of cohesion in character model versus gameplay. But Mundo's was, I always thought, has always been spot on.
So let's see, we got a few previous changes. Looks like for his first and second iterations, the only thing they changed were his passive.
I've never even seen these iterations, and the icons are so bad.
So let's start with his first iteration, his passive, and then we'll go through it and everything.
Yeah.
Dr. Mundo passively gains 20 to 80% based on level bonus mana regen. I had no idea he used to have mana.
Neither did I.
Wow.
They had no idea what they were doing with this champion to begin with, by the way, guys.
Yeah, wow, that's interesting. Moving to his second iteration, while below 40% health, Dr. Mundo deals 20 to 40 bonus damage. Man, they're so different.
Right.
Like,
this
Jesus.
is the Olaf passive, basically. Like, obviously this is pre-Olaf, but this is like, oh yeah, the lower he gets, the stronger he gets. Okay.
And then his third iteration, which of course is the one I remember, is he generates 2.5% of his max health every 5 seconds.
Yes, that's a good one. I was gonna say, thing to note between 2 and 3 is that the third iteration is when they drop the mana.
Oh, that's when they got rid of it. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, he just used to have like basically a Garen passive perma, like, you know.
Yeah.
And then current Mundo, let me get to you. It's probably a lot. Yeah, of course, it's like the insanity of like one sentence versus a fucking 2 paragraphs.
It's so good. It's so good. It makes me laugh every time I fucking see it. I love it.
All right, current Mundo, innate. Dr. Mundo regenerates an additional 0.8 to 1.6 based on level of his max health every 5 seconds. So it's a little bit worse. But passively, periodically, Dr. Mundo gains immunity to immobilizing effects of the next hostile spell to affect him. Immobilizing, not slow. So if you have an Ashe on your team, this motherfucker is useless. Upon resisting one, Dr. Mundo pays a health cost equal to 7% of his current health and propels a canister that lands 525 units in the general direction of its source, remaining on the ground for 7 seconds. Dr. Mundo can move near the canister to consume it, healing himself for 8% of his maximum health and reducing cooldown of goes where he pleases by 15 seconds. Enemy champions can move near it to destroy it.
Similar to Zac.
Yeah. I just know that late game, because like if you're like, it says based on level, the cooldown, it goes from 60 to 15. And that maxes out at level 16. So at level 16, it's a 15-second passive, meaning you can just keep picking that thing up and you'll have perma, basically crowd control, hard CC immunity. I do believe if an enemy walks over it, it disappears.
Yes.
So that's to note. But like on ARAMs and shit, if Mundo gets level 16, like he's just insta picking this thing up, and it's pretty gross.
Right.
Obviously they had to do something to make him, like, if they just gave him, they just have flat 2.5. Like he had if he had like 5,000 HP, he had like a fucking, basically like a Warmog, not a Warmogs, but like it'd be a significant, like,
right. There's a reason he builds Spirit Visage in every iteration that's existed on this guy. Every modern iteration that's existed on this guy. It's fucking disgusting. You get the bonus health from that. It's just gross.
We'll get to it. I believe it's his old E, but he used to be like primarily anti-magic.
Yes.
If you remember that, but we'll get there. Let's check out his old Q. His first and second iterations are the same, so let's
the only thing that's changed on his abilities between the first and second iteration, besides the passive and besides the Q, is you're just looking at damage and cooldowns. So we're just going to use the second iteration to go through those, because I don't think the rest of that matters.
Yeah.
But old Q and Sight Rage. What happened? What did it do?
Nearby enemies are taunted and forced to attack Dr. Mundo for a few seconds.
Okay. That makes sense. Incite Rage. And they're attacking him. Okay.
Wonderful. And then going to his third, which was the Cleaver.
Wait, hold on. That went 1.5 to 3.5 seconds. I mean, that's a fucking long taunt. 3.5 seconds?
What's Rammus's taunt?
I don't think it's that long. I'll look it up.
That is pretty fucking...
We talked about this, too. I don't remember.
So let me go over his...
Frenzying taunt.
Let's see.
2 seconds.
3.5 seconds. Jesus.
That's such a long fucking taunt. Holy shit.
What's Morgana binding?
3 seconds at max. And
So
that feels like an eternity. And I think there's even a debuff that says you're stunned or you're snared for an eternity or something like that. Yeah, it's disgusting.
So third iteration, Infected Cleaver. Active Mundo hurls a cleaver in the target direction, dealing magic damage to the first enemy it hits and slowing them by 40% for 2 seconds. Infected Cleaver has a minimum damage threshold and is capped against minions and monsters. If Infected Cleaver hits a Dr. Mundo, hits an enemy, Dr. Mundo heals for 50% of the health cost, increased to 100% if he hits a champion or kills the minion. So yeah, this didn't have, like, it was all based off, like, percentages for the damage.
Yes.
This thing could fuck you up in lane. I remember just,
Could. It totally could.
You're just, I'll just get hit, because it's only capped against minions and monsters, so, like,
right.
If you're going against, it scaled from 20 to 30% of the target's current health.
That's
so obviously it
so
executes more the lower. So you're just sitting there, and of course you're hitting the fucking. So you're getting the health cost back.
Yep.
So you're just boop 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 like
as long as you can hit it. Yeah, it was fucking disgusting, and yeah, it would fuck you up. But that was like he needs a poke spell somehow, right? Like he would never survive without it. He would be too easy just to kite around. Kind of like you see what happens with Scion, and even then they gave him a poke spell with the E. But it's easy to kite them around if they can't fucking follow you up. So they give you a poke and a slow so you can kind of go in on somebody.
And then yeah, his current Q, which is very similar.
The Infected Bones.
Yep, fucking Macho Man.
Rest in peace, Randy Savage.
Dr. Mundo throws an Infected Bonesaw in the target direction that deals magic damage to the first enemy hit and slows them by 40% for 2 seconds, which is, I believe, the same. Yeah, 40 seconds. Same. It's literally the same thing.
It's the same. Yeah, the reason that they didn't change is because it's fucking perfect for Mundo. I just don't like that they changed it to a bone saw instead of a cleaver, but that's all right.
Yeah, damage is the same, 20 to 30%.
His bone saw even kind of looks like a Ginsu blade, which is funny.
looks like a Draven axe.
The Draven axe kind of, yeah, I can see that.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean that's great. That they kept that. I guess that was one of his, aside from his like ulti, right? That's one of his like
iconic abilities. Yeah, no, for sure.
Alrighty, let's go back. You wanna?
All right.
Go through the
W. Masochism, which never changed its name, by the way, until the 4th iteration. It was a passive. It's fucking stupid. The reading it is fucking stupid. Dr. Mundo gains life from physical attacks instead of losing life for a few seconds. I don't know what that means. Does that mean when someone hits you that he would heal for a few seconds instead of losing health?
Wait. Oh, but it was on it had a cooldown.
70 seconds to 30-second cooldown? Jesus, 70 seconds, bro. You had to have had... you would have to max the skill first. You would have to, because 70 seconds is useless. And at max rank, it lasted for 7 seconds. Yeah, go ahead and attack me, motherfucker. Heal me, bitch. Yeah, like, that's what that's saying. Jesus Christ, I never knew it did that. Now, Masochism makes sense for that, though. When they went to his 3rd iteration, and they... Oh, I'm sorry, they changed it to Burning Agony. They changed Masochism to the others, to his E. Burning Agony, which you still could have called Masochism, given what it does. It was a toggle ability. Dr. Mundo sets himself on fire, gaining 30% tenacity and dealing magic damage every quarter second to nearby enemies. Burning Agony can be toggled off after half seconds of toggling on. If Dr. Mundo's health falls below Burning Agony's health cost while toggled on, the ability is toggled off automatically and put on a 1-second cooldown. Normally it has a 4-second cooldown. This didn't do a whole lot of damage. The whole point of it was to run fast and not be slowed or not be stunned for too long. The magic damage is cool, but that really wasn't the whole point of it. It did cost 10 to 30 health per second, so it would drain your health down. Excuse me. It would drain your health down, and the damage it offered was pretty little, but it offered every quarter second, so it's not too bad. I mean, 10 to 25 plus 5% AP, so in a full second, you could take, what is that, 70, or no, I guess it's 100 plus
You're not
20%.
building AP.
Right, you're not. But that's what I'm saying. You could do 100 plus 20% AP ratio, which still is kind of garbage, but that's kind of to give you an idea of that.
Going off the health cost of this, if you got late game with Spirit Visage, had a lot of HP, the health cost was like nothing.
Right, you could just leave it on.
Yeah, exactly. Which is what you should do, because you're getting the tenacity from that.
Right.
Plus, if you're stacking... mercs, like you're nothing's stopping you.
Right.
So
All right. And as of his latest W, it's called Heart Zapper, which also like the name of this ability. I think it's pretty good. It costs 5% current health. It's got a cooldown of 17 to 15 seconds. The active is Dr. Mundo charges up a defibrillator for up to 4 seconds, dealing magic damage every quarter second to nearby enemies and storing a portion of the post-mitigation damage he takes as gray health on his health bar. Heart Zapper can be recast after 1 second within the duration and does so automatically after the duration. So you can recast after 1 second or let it recast itself after it ends at 4 seconds. During the recast, Dr. Mundo detonates the defibrillator, dealing magic damage to nearby enemies. If this hits at least one enemy, he heals for 50% of the gray health, increased to 100% if at least one enemy champion or large monster is hit. The magic damage per tick is 5 to 20. The damage stored is 25 to 45% of damage taken. These are obviously from level 1 to max level. And the magic damage on the recast was 20 to 80 plus 7% bonus health.
I'm not gonna lie, I think this ability fucking blows.
It does blow. It sucks ass. I feel like it doesn't do anything.
It's not good at all. Like,
it's a cool ability. I think it's a really cool idea. They just need to up the ratios, honestly.
well, I mean, like, I think when he was first came out, they didn't have the large monster. I remember,
Yeah,
it had to have been within this year that, or obviously the year of him being reworked. They added a bunch of shit to make him viable as a jungler.
right.
So like playing him top lane and like trying to heal off fucking minions that aren't dealing damage. I don't know. It's still a fucking useless ability.
It still sucks. No, it still
It
definitely
sucks.
sucks.
like-
Let's see. Does it say?
Yeah,
I don't, let's try to see it in the patch notes, but I don't see anything here so far.
It's a shitty ability.
I know, which like that's what I hate about it because it's a really cool idea. I think it's really cool. Like, hey, you use the Heart Zapper, you store some damage taken, kind of like masochism, right? You're storing some damage taken, or you're asking to be hit basically, and then you turn around and deal that damage back, and it sucks that like it blows cheeks.
Alrighty, let's move on to his E. Originally called Burning Agony, which we know got changed to his W in the third iteration. And it's literally the same thing. It's a toggle, deals magic damage each second to nearby enemies. Very boring and straightforward. Great.
It
great
must
champion,
have
right?
done a lot of damage because like they really it must have done a lot of
It says
damage
14
early
to 70.
because yeah, they went 14 to 70. It must have been a problem because I feel like they wouldn't change that if it wasn't like a massive problem. But yeah, Mana Champ, weird.
Yep, and then when they changed him to not Mana Champ, his E got changed to Masochism. Passive, taking magic damage or paying a health cost, increases Dr. Mundo's magic resist by 3% for 2 seconds, stacking up to an amount. Active, Dr. Mundo gains bonus attack damage for 5 seconds, increased by an amount based on his percentage missing health. Additionally, Dr. Mundo's attacks within the duration will cost health, but gains 25 bonus range and deal bonus physical damage. So, this ability is a fucking mouthful. Maximum magic resist went from 60 to 39, which I'm assuming is the stacks, by 3?
Yeah,
How many times
a lot,
is it
I
stacked?
guess.
2, 3, 4.
I mean, 3 to 39.
It
That's
doesn't
13,
make sense.
13 times.
That's so weird. So it did 2, and then 5, and then 8. I'm doing the math. 11, and then 13. That's very weird. The flat bonus AD went from 30 to 90, and then the maximum missing health bonus AD was 20 to 80.
You know what's funny?
the
There's like
bonus-
a little thing on this website to click the little arrows that tells you the maximum stacks. 2, 5, 8, 11, 13.
Oh, I had no idea.
Oops. That's okay.
And then the bonus physical damage 4 to 6% of his maximum health. This ability was very
So
boring.
it is
too.
boring,
It's just-
but if you just turn on Burning Agony, you're all of a sudden a massive MR tank, right? You could take a shit ton of magic damage. At getting a 39% bonus magic damage, that's fucking disgusting. Or magic resistance, that's the magic damage. Magic resistance is what I meant to say. That's disgusting. Turn on Burning Agony and just run at people, and this is the passive. Like, oh yeah, by the way, your spells don't do shit to me.
I feel like you literally, the only magic resist item you gonna be
Spirit Visage
building is Spirit Visage and maybe Mercs.
Yeah,
But, I mean, 39% extra, whatever the fuck, like, that's a lot.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting for sure. Well, back in the day, too, when Banshee's Veil was actually an MR item, you might build that, too, just so you don't get stunned by anything, you know?
Right.
Before it became an AP item.
Then moving on to...
Yeah, moving on to the next iteration, the current iteration.
Current E. Passive Dr. Mundo gains bonus attack damage plus an additional amount based on his missing health, reaching maximum value at 7% missing health. We always talk about this, but they're mainly used on ultimates, but stat checks, just like, oh, here you go. It just, he just gains damage for...
The skill is very
no
underwhelming,
reason.
in my opinion. But we haven't even got to the fun part of it, and it's still underwhelming.
Bonus AD was 15 to 35, and then based on his missing health, it was 25 to 45. So, I mean, you could get a fair amount.
Yeah.
That's a lot of AD. So, 30 if it's maxed. It's 35, 45, so that's 80. 80 extra AD.
Yeah.
That's kind of a lot. Active, Dr. Mundo empowers his next basic attack within 4 seconds to have an uncancelable windup. Well, that's pretty interesting that Blitz and Mundo have the same, like, okay. Gain 50 bonus range and deal 50 bonus range and deal bonus physical damage increased by 0%, 60% based on missing health. If the target dies or is a small jungle monster, they are sent flying in a line through not through terrain, causing all enemies they pass through to take 100% 100% AD plus blunt force trauma's minimum bonus damage. This is so much fucking like, oh, this is just frustrating to fucking read.
There's so
like
much
it's
there, and it's like a very long run on.
They wanted to give him something that wasn't like his only poke was the cleaver, and they're like, oh no, we gotta make sure he has something else, and it's like really sucks. I'm not even done reading it.
It's like a Scion wannabe ability is what it is. It's literally just like a Scion E, except Scion E is an armor shred. This is not.
And then blunt force trauma as well as the triggering attack damage is increased to 140% against minions and 200% against non-epic monsters. See, like they were just trying to pump in to jungle, and I don't ever see this fucking champion.
He sucks now. It is an auto attack reset, but it doesn't matter. This champion really doesn't need to be auto attacking. That's like not his fucking thing. And like they put it in a lot of stuff to give him bonus physical damage and attack damage and stuff, but it's just kind of silly because there's no fucking point. He shouldn't really be sitting there beating you up with the fucking cleaver. He should be throwing his cleaver and hitting you with his AoE. Like him standing there and auto attacking you is stupid. But hey.
Alrighty, and let's get to his
ultimate.
Ults. I believe
iteration.
Trying to see. 1 and
Burning
2 are the same.
Agony. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Sadism.
I'm sorry. It trolled me here.
Sadism.
Sadism. Dr. Mundo makes enemies around him lose 33% of their current health. Oh, wow.
If that's not the most broken thing you've ever heard,
fucking disgusting.
Like,
cooldown was originally 2 minutes down to 1 minute.
That's gotta be like when they made this champion,
No.
they weren't even trying.
Which is why they changed him a lot.
This is like the worst fucking thing ever. Oh, you just lose 33% of your current health.
I know, it's like the laziest fucking ultimate. Like some of the passives are lazy, but like that's even more lazy. Is that like the opposite of a stat check?
Wait. The way this is listed is the
they've got it
percentage
listed backwards. Yeah, I don't understand how that works.
I'm like, wait, this thing gets worse as you level it up? Why
I
would
also
I fucking level it up?
Don't understand when it ends. What's the duration?
It's just, I'm assuming it's just instant. Like you just boom. Look at the range though, 750.
What's
That's
what's the
big.
duration though?
I don't think there is a duration. I think it's just instant. Boom, you just lose
Right, but
33
for how
of your
long?
current health.
You think they permanently
understand
lose
what you're-
33% of their current health?
They just take a chunk of damage and that's it.
I'm thinking their
They
health
don't.
bar.
No,
I'm thinking their health
yeah,
bar
you're
shrinks.
thinking. Oh my god,
I'm
I was like,
misunderstanding
you're trolling
that.
me right
Okay.
now.
My bad. I'm like,
No,
yeah,
yeah,
their health
it's
bar
just-
just shrinks by
it's taking his
33%. But okay, no, that makes more sense. That's fucking stupid. I understand like when they say like they had no cohesion. What in that kit goes together? Nothing in that fucking kit goes together at all. Like, why? Sadism, Act 2, basically third iteration of the champion. Dr. Mundo regenerates health over 12 seconds and gains bonus movement speed for the duration. This is where the masochism and the burning agony come in. You press W, you press R, you go sprinting at the poor bastard, and just beat the shit out of him. I mean, it's really that simple. That has a lot more cohesion than his original setup, I will tell you that. It's not even fucking close. So yeah, not much else to say there. The current ulti is called Maximum Dosage, which sure, this is probably a better name than Sadism. Sadism doesn't even make sense for any of those abilities, so. Maximum Dosage, active. Dr. Mundo injects himself with chemicals to become enhanced for 10 seconds, getting increased base health, bonus attack damage, bonus movement speed, and regenerating health. Again, it's a stat check. And he yells, medicine time! Increased base health is 8 to 15% of his missing health when he uses it. The bonus AD is 4 to 7% bonus health. The bonus movement speed is 15 to 35%. And the total health regeneration is 20 to 60% of his maximum health. Is there enough different fucking parts here?
It's just so
Yeah, it's
like
weird.
I don't like it. It somehow feels
Right.
worse than his
Right.
because he's not healing as much. But I mean, with his passive, the canister, that's gonna give him more or whatever.
He
But
feels
like,
so much like less
oh,
less tanky.
I feel like he's no.
I think you
agreed.
said this before. He's the worst fucking tank
again,
in
I
this
don't-
game. And Nautilus
Aside from, like,
exists.
I was gonna
But
say
Nautilus
aside
gets
from,
really
like,
tanky with his
Nautilus,
items.
who's,
The
like,
as I said, the difference is Nautilus scales well with the items he buys. Mundo, I don't even feel like scales well with the items he buys. He just sucks at his identity.
so many times I've gotten Mundo in ARAM,
Oh yeah,
and I've like have full items,
Yep.
and I'm just dying instantly. I'm like, this champion suck.
I'm with
It
you
just-
100%.
I feel like they just spent. Well, they obviously spent time because it's very like complex
Right.
compared to his old shit. But like his just whole like, he should have just gotten
Yeah.
a VGU or a visual,
Right.
just a visual update.
Old Mundo made
Because
more sense.
this is-
Was way better of a champion.
Is this one of the
Oh,
worst
absolutely.
reworks?
Without a shadow of a
Do you
doubt.
think so? I'm trying to think of another one that's anywhere near this. All the other ones have been great. Like Warwick,
Yeah.
Poppy,
I don't know.
Swain. This
Right.
is just not
No, it's
good.
just it really isn't. It just fucking blows cheeks. Like I don't even know what else to say about it. It's just
His skins, on the other hand.
This is a tough one.
Oh, I don't want to say corporate because
I mean,
corporate's
it is
amazing
corporate,
now.
but also it could be Mundoverse. Like current Mundoverse is so good.
It's great.
It's so good. The Gym Bro style. El Macho Mundo's cool. Oh, go ahead.
It also, I was gonna say the Mundoverse just gets me hyped because you can see Alawi
Right.
and Braum, Darius and Garen in the back. I'm like, give me some more. Come on, bring those
Right.
Gym Bros in. Like, that'd be sick as
I
fuck.
do like TPA Mundo,
Um,
but I only like it because he throws the trophy. And it makes that stupid ass
Yeah.
fucking noise when it hits. It's a big old funk. Like it's
Rageborn's
Rageborn's cool.
pretty
I
good.
never really cared too much about
'cause
that
he's a
one. But yeah, he's
fucking,
definitely an orc.
orc.
It's cool. No one really plays Executioner. Mundo, it's
Mundo's
better
good.
now than it was before. Like the original one kind of sucked. It like is way better now. I don't really understand Frost Prince. Kind of came out of nowhere.
Damn, he really hasn't gotten a skin since then. Wow.
18?
2012, 6, yeah,
Yeah.
18. Wow.
And then
Almost 4 years.
Toxic is his basic one. I mean, obviously Toxic looks way better now than it used to. It used to just be kind of stupid, but I feel like Toxic is just like a Bane ripoff, which is Singed has the better Bane skin. I'm sorry. I don't know how else to put it, but Singed definitely has the better Bane skin.
Let me just look at his old. I wanna see his
You
old
don't want to
splash
see his
art.
old splash art, dude.
Holy, wait, hold on. The Chinese,
The Chinese
one's
ones are really
insane.
good. Yeah,
Holy
oftentimes the Chinese one's better, and I wonder if it's just because it was probably a different team that worked on it.
Oh my god, old Toxic Mundo is just not.
The other thing
pleasant
that's
to look
crazy is
at.
like the first classic Chinese splash art way better than the second one. Like, why did you
Oh, no,
change
yeah,
it to the
exactly,
second one where
like-
you had the big head and stuff? Like, lame. Yeah, but like you said, original Toxic, disgusting. Like, what are those shoes, bro? What are those? But Mundoverse was still a solid one there. They just had that like boner for putting a needle in them somewhere, like every time. Like, we didn't really have to do that, but okay. I do like the Mundo splash art because you can see the other skins like the Cho'Gath, the Teemo, the Dingerlinger, the Willump, Tibbers, Gangplank, Blitzcrank. I think that's Snow Leopard in Italy. Yeah, I could be wrong. I'm not sure what that one is next to Cho'Gath. But yeah, I think that was cool. But yeah, no, I gotta go. Mundoverse is just so good. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for this one. I think we waxed on about some dumb shit for a while, so I apologize.
We did. I think we should just make the poll. It has nothing. What's the? I'll list like the
Yep.
packs, whatever skins, and let us know in the poll
Favorite
what,
unobtainable.
like, if you could get
Yeah.
one rare skin. Yeah, if you could get one, let us
I like
know.
that because your boy be voting on stuff like that sometimes.
Right. And then I guess for the question or the poll, the Q&A, just like, do you guys feel the same about Mundo? Like, I feel like
That's
he's
a
just
great
fucking
question.
useless.
I actually do want to know your guys' sentiment on him because I
Just-
feel like this champion's just garbage.
Yep. All right, guys.
Yeah.
That's it. We'll be back on Monday. I think I want to talk about there were some jungle changes that were talked about coming up, and I want to talk about that.
And then
That's
the
interesting.
next rundown we
And,
have Janna Malphite, right?
Yeah,
So
yes,
that'll be a fun
Janna
one.
and Malphite are coming up. But yeah, guys, as usual, follow, subscribe, where
Tell
the
a
fuck
friend.
you are. Join our Discord. We're playing some games all weekend.
And do me a favor, tell me what you guys think about the artwork that I've been putting out on Instagram for you. Do you like it? Do you not like it? I know I mentioned something on Instagram for those who were there for the poll. Just if you don't know or don't care about the skins, you can leave that as an acceptable answer as well. You don't need to include that in the question. But do you like the composition? What do you think? Was something you think I should change? Let me know. That actually would all be helpful feedback, like legitimate feedback.
All right, guys, we will see you Monday, and have a great weekend.
Bye.